Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Every fucking thing is all part of all a type that only gets a crafting bonus from the one. Like every fucking one of these, every fucking one has been this type, a wanderer gadget or wanderer gadget. Yeah, literally every single one. The one I had the least amount of for every single one all happened to be fucking wanderer gadgets. It's so fucking annoying. Because now I don't get a bonus on this one, so it's going to take longer to craft. No, to be fair, it doesn't really matter. Because, like, it doesn't matter. It's like, oh no, it's taking 10 hours, and the other ones are taking less time because they're only, because they're crafting more, and they're taking about the same amount of time. But, stuff. Like, for me, I was just, I was just trying to find the ones I had the least amount of. Okay, so I'm making those. So I'm just trying to like drum up my numbers. So I'm crafting, middle crafting that. I'm not crafting that, I think. So let's send them out. Yeah, I'm trying to get them all like 10K. Because like I want to be able to sell stuff, but also the problem is I've been selling stuff and then running out essentially. Yeah, I'm making that. Okay, so I think I got a 5 there. Yeah, I'm making that. This was the other one that was kind of low. So basically what I'm trying to do... Oops. What I'm trying to do is... once I have like 10,000 of everything, then I can like sell stuff. The problem is like I leave it to be sold, right? And the problem with doing that is that it's like, oh, okay, these things are things that you can sell the most of. But like if I sell them, like I can, like this takes a day to think. So if I leave it alone, all of those would be gone in a day. And that's the problem, is that if I sell them all, I won't have any more. And so if something comes up and it's like, oh, by the way, you need to make more of that, like one day, it's mostly just because, let's see here. I already maxed this out. God damn it. Yeah, so I already capped out the Omnicoins, but it resets every 2 weeks. So you want to keep enough of all of these objects so that you can like do this. And realistically, I have 10 days, so I have tons of time to stop. So I don't have to worry too much. Okay, so it's that and that. So realistically, I mean, 10 days I have enough to put a bunch of shit on sale. And then this. Yeah, like this is worth the most by having the most of this. So like realistically, I should do the ones that are worth the most. Actually, what's the... Okay, so there's nothing that's shared. Nothing shared between the two. And that was the other tough thing, is that some of the hot items would be like the same, the current trend and the future trend would be the same. So it's like, hey, it'd be like tools and tastes is popular this trend, and then next few days would be the same thing. And so you're like, shit, I've already sold them all. Or you leave it being sold, and then you're out of it. And I'm not paying attention to stuff, so I'm not selling it. Okay, let's sell that. And let's sell, I guess, that. And I will try to replenish. Shit, they're actually all kind of... I guess I'll just try to replenish the pot. So where do I make the pot? Where do I get the pot material? Actually, wait, no. this. Let's just go and get some more of this at the same time. Okay, there we go. So that's basically what I'm trying to do. Just trying to make enough money. Technically I didn't expect that they were going to add some more stuff this recently. Like, the previous patch introduced this whole area to begin with, and they had all these, like, stuff you could buy and shit. And I could buy, I'm almost tempting for the glasses, though. Although I could buy the Zest in Motion at the moment. And then there's these ones. But these require coins, same for that. So it's like, but these were fresh as well. So it's like, that's the crazy thing, is that both of these things were fresh. So it's like, but this is for coins. These are for the Omnicoins, and this is for the actual the coins you make from actually selling shit. So it's kind of like a weird situation where it's like you always have you have the Omnicoin. You can continuously get Omnicoins every 2 weeks. So you want to make sure you have enough items, stockpiled, so that you can always just, like, the second the week's up, just immediately spend them all. Immediately get the 5,000. Buy out this as much as you can, and weirdly enough, even though you can get 5,000 a pay period, I guess you can clearly see it's 400 times 10. 4,000 of that 5,000 would be gone if you spent all of them in this. So it's like, that's the crazy thing, is that, like, you don't get enough coins for all the shit. Now this is like, okay, once you buy this, you're done. Like, this is one pay period, and you're completely spent on this. So that's the kind of tough thing. Realistically, I should probably skip this and then save the rest of my Omnicoins. Save the Omnicoin refresh. Because, like, these two things I can get whenever. But the plating agents and the master copies are kind of important. Because those revolve around the true grind. You can just spend stamina for these super quick and easy. But, like, in the absence of these, sure, might as well buy it, right? But now that I might as well buy this now too. Okay. Same for, like, this. Like, I don't really need any of these. Like, the bamboo widgets are cool to level up, but, like, eventually you just don't ever need to level them up. Like, I mean, I could level them up. At this point, like, I've leveled up all my S ranks. So the only ones I'm missing are the non-S ranks. So I could start leveling up my A ranks, but, like, why, right? Like, I have S ranks. Why would I level up an A rank Bamboo? There's, like, no point whatsoever. So it's kind of like I could level it up, but there honestly is no point. So you might as well just see if I can buy the espresso one. Before, you couldn't buy the espresso. So I'm curious if you can now. I did see a different menu. Yep, here we go. Yeah, when it first came out, it didn't have the espresso, which is you get 60 energy with a bonus, which is better because if you've capped up your stamina, you have 240 stamina for the day, but you can spend 100 in these things. You know, you're spending 100 stamina in this. So if you have 240, that's 2 rounds of going in here, but then you have 40 left over. It's like, oh, okay, well, I have 40 left over. What am I going to do with it? And the generic coffee just gives you 80 stamina. So 80 stamina on top of your 240 gives you 320. So sure, you get to go an extra run. You can spend 3 runs in here and get, but then you're still left with 20 extra stamina at the end. So it's just like, well, what are you going to do with it, right? So you're left with 220 extra. However, the espresso gives you 60, and the first 20 you spend, it's a double bonus. So as you can see, I got a little double bonus there. That's because the espresso gives that first 20 stamina spent doubled. So whatever reward you would get for spending 20 stamina, it doubles it, and that's your reward. And then it spends the remaining 80. So that's what's cool about that, is because if you had capped and you were at 240, then it would just be swap. So the cool thing is that, but if you had hit the daily cap of 240 by the espresso, bumps you up to 300 exactly. You can then run 3 rounds of whatever, and just get a little slight bonus on that first run when a portion of the stamina gets doubled. A portion of the rewards for that stamina expenditure gets doubled. Not all of it, it's not doubling the entire thing, but it's a portion. But it's better than nothing, and it's better than having like 20 left over. Because otherwise, without that, you'd just be like, oh, okay, well, I have 20 left over, I'm just, not going to spend it. I'm just going to leave it left over and let it roll over. Because basically, once you hit the cap, it then does start storing your stamina away. Which is fine. That's at least they have that. Like Genshin doesn't have that at all. So once you hit the cap, any stamina you would have gotten just gets lost. Whereas for this game, and I think Honkai Star Rail 2, you have a stockpile. You get a backup battery. Like this 34 backup battery is what happens when you don't spend your stamina as it comes. Oh, okay, so this is where you get our beach-themed outfit. So we already have this. It's already unlocked. Nice. I'm still going to do... Shit, actually. Yeah. I kind of want this. The sucky thing is, though, so for your... for the outfit, for this outfit, you can adjust accessories. You can be like, cool, I have this and that. You get to pick your accessories and all that shit. The problem is for the outfit, it's just the outfit. You don't all the accessories you're earning in this, you can't use in this. I don't think, which makes sense because the accessories you get in this are tailor-made to fit with this, tailor-made to aesthetically fit with this. But once I get this, I'm gonna wear this. This is just what I'm gonna wear for the rest of my life. It's it's so much. This is fine. It's just normal streetwear. This is kind of meh. Not a fan. I'm not against Chinese outfits, but I think this is a little. I like this one better than the male one because the male one is way too white, and I prefer darker colors. And the patch on the back looks stupid for one. So this one looks better by comparison, and it's more darker, and I like the darker color palettes, more black and orange, whereas the other one's mostly white and some orange and some black. So I definitely prefer of the two, but this is just so much hotter. I like it. So shit. So damn it. I kind of want to get that now. I didn't realize that the event was now, so I was thinking about doing these story quests, which I could. I could just say fuck. Yeah. I titled me doing the story, but I could just say fuck it, and then just retitle my VOD. Which is not hard to do. Okay, there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, actually, yeah, I should probably check out the little shop that sells that shit. Yeah, I should probably do that at some point. I just don't like time stuff, I'm not super big, into the combat. The combat's fine, but I definitely do not like feeling rushed. And all of those kind of combat events are just yes, do something within a certain amount of time. Sometimes it's just do it, just kill it. Okay. Nothing new. That's kind of shit. What are we supposed to do with these points if you don't ever introduce anything new in here? Unless there's some other use for them. Maybe the new area has something. Okay, so which one should I do? This is unlocked forever. This is unlocked forever. This is time, so realistically I should focus on this first. Fuck it. Let me do this first. Wait. Oh, wait, shit, what was that? God damn it. It gave me a warning. Yeah, it gave me a warning. I think I wasn't paying attention to it, because I assumed that the pop-up that was going to pop up was going to be would you like to teleport? Which is exactly what happened when I pressed go. It was like, would you like to teleport now? So I was assuming that it would just teleport me, but it gave me a different warning. And I think it gave me a warning that it recommended me to do this. So I will do this then. I guess it's probably because Yuzuha and Alice don't exist. Like, we haven't really been introduced to them. Oh, yeah, there's that. We haven't really been introduced to them. So... Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to double check my VODs to see what that warning was. So I'll have to like catch that exact moment. But I'm pretty sure it was saying, "Hey, wait a minute! Like, we would really recommend you do the story quest. You know, are you really sure you want to unlock this prematurely?" I think that's what it was. Honestly, I think for warnings like that, you should make the default no. Like, because the default was obviously okay, because me pressing X to just bypass that warning. So you really shouldn't do that, right? Especially because your default thing for normal events is, oh, you pressed go? Cool, we're going to do a pop-up, do you want to teleport there? It's like a confirmation of do you want to teleport? Well, you know, obviously I want to teleport, but if you think there is something that is unusual, so basically the normal behavior of a user is going to be, oh, okay, there's a new part of this event. Okay, I'm going to click the go button and press OK to get teleported because that's what I want to do. I want to go there. But if you're going to... So the natural thing is for people to press go and then press enter or press X to confirm it because they're thinking they're going to confirm the teleport. So if you're going to bring up anything else besides a confirmation of the teleport, you should make the default for it. You should make the default behavior so that pressing X or enter will instead cancel the teleport. Cancel the alert, right? Don't accept an alert. Don't accept a random new alert that is normally not part of an event by default. That should never be the case. It'd be another thing if you made the default behavior of like the typical user behavior. It's like, okay, well, what does a user do when they get stuff? It's, oh, they do this, then this, then this. Don't fucking put in a new step in the middle of that accepts the exact same button press that you would need, that a person would normally be using to continue the thing. If it's like, you know, if it's press X, if there's like 4 steps and it's press X in between every single one, don't insert a new step with some new warning that also defaults X to accepting it. Because a normal user is just going to be like, oh, I'm going to go into this pattern, so I'm going to press X, 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 X. I'm going to press X 4 times because there are these 4 confirmations I need to do. You know, don't insert a step in the middle that does some new thing that also accepts X to get rid of it. So now it's 5 steps, right? Because you're going to get people who just are pressing X thinking that they're pressing X for the next step they think is coming, but then you throw in a random new step and you're like, wait, what? Like, yeah. It's somewhat of a dark pattern. I don't know if it's literally a dark pattern, because I know dark patterns usually have to do with like money, where it's like if you make it the default behavior of something, make it more likely for people to spend money. Like in Diablo 4, when you open up the battle pass, the cursor is already selected over the like buy battle pass or redeem battle pass. And so if you go into the battle pass and press X or press enter or just click, because opening it up recenters the cursor and everything over the battle pass thing, you make it very likely for people to redeem the battle pass without needing to, because you move the cursor over there, so that a single button press is all it takes to do that, right? That's what a dark pattern is in terms of like spending money and stuff, and it definitely is illegal. But I mean, it's bad design. I don't know if I think it's still technically a dark pattern, where it's getting users to press something they didn't necessarily mean to by putting it in a location and directing output to it in a way that you're just going to get people to accept it when they didn't mean to, because you put it in a random spot where they were not expecting. Anyway, that's beside the point. It's not a huge issue. I'm pretty sure what it was a warning. Hey, by the way, you haven't done the main story quest. We'd recommend doing the main story quest before doing this. And considering we have yet to meet, oh, I see. That's why I pressed no. So yeah, not a huge thing. Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge issue. It's not obviously not the end of the world, especially because I'm pretty sure that's what it said. And it makes sense because, like, obviously the beach event involves Yuzuha and Alice, who we haven't met yet. Like, sure, MiHoYo has released promotional videos about them, but we've never actually met them in game at all. I don't think. Maybe did Yuzuha maybe pop up in game for a side quest or something? Maybe we saw her character model in game before this, but either way, I don't think they've actually like spoken with us at all. So it makes sense that that would be the reason.
それはだな、お弟子ちゃん。大々的に調査する以上は、雲岳さんは安全調査に抜け目ない。前にシーエンさんから聞いたんだけれど、例の件が終わってすぐ、ダミアンさんから豪華な謝礼が届いたそうだ。師匠の方針に照らせば、雲岳さんとポーセルメックスはあまりお近づきになりすぎるべき。俺に言わせというと、お師さんと兄弟子は。 しばらく雲岳さんどのみちお師さんの不在はダミアン待って算術で不合格になったことがお師さんにバレて夜中のうちなるほど雲岳本題に戻るとして
I'm actually surprised that so they teach school as well. I kind of assume the Yunkui Summit would be just teaching, like, just their techniques, and, like, then they just still enroll their disciples in, like, a normal school at the same time. But then again, it's hard to know what the actual educational standard is. Like, obviously, most modern civilizations, most first world countries have mandatory schooling for all children. But, like, this is a fake world. This is an imaginary fantasy world. Like, that kind of went through a humongous crisis. Like, maybe they just don't have that anymore. And so maybe the schooling... Because I do know that, like, back in the day, temples like this, temples that did, like, martial arts training and shit like that, would be its own, like, fully enclosed society. They'd be teaching everything. And in fact, temples themselves would be, like, a school in and of itself. Like, back in the olden days, you know, a temple would usually be where, like, children would go to study. Because, like, temples were where you had the most amount of people who could read, most likely. Because kind of like how with churches, you know, like priests had to be able to read Latin to read the Bible and shit. So it's like, you know, churches and monasteries had the most literate, you know, back in those days, the highest per capita ratio of literacy, where it was like, yeah, you had where most of your literate people would be congregating in churches, temples, monasteries, the like, stuff like that. So it would make sense that those places would also be, you know, places where you could teach people. Obviously, it depends on how much information is being proliferated, but, you know, I do know that, like, I know at least in Japan. I'm not 100% sure about China, but I'm pretty sure it would be the same as well, where temples were where they would train the children and stuff. But like, I don't know if you ever watched like Gintama. Gintama, like Sakata Gintoki himself, as well as his buddies, all got taught like at a school, like taught like school children in a temple by their master, and it was their master being killed that led them to, you know, rail against the government and all that bullshit. So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it was. So, like, obviously, the Japan in that anime was kind of more of an old timey, like 1800s Japan, maybe somewhere around that. So it was like that style. So I assume, I mean, it's hard to tell because obviously this is incredibly modern, right? This is an incredibly modern location. Like, there are actual buildings, there are actually civilization, there's television. Now, I mean, they have, like, VHS tapes, which are, like, obviously more archaic. But, like, this is a relatively modern civilization here. Oh, what the fuck's up there? Oh. Oh, that's green? I thought it was yellow. Yellow is the normal quest icons. So it's kind of weird because they have like, it's a mix of like archaic systems. So it's like, yeah, is Jufufu going to a normal school? Like, do they still have normal schools here? I guess no, they have to have normal schools because Ellen wears a schoolgirl uniform, and we've seen Ellen and her friends. So they obviously have like more modern versions of high school. So it's like, is Jufufu just attending that? And then she just failed. I don't know. The reason why I'm thinking maybe she's being taught at the temple itself is simply because they called it, she failed her arithmetic test. Arithmetic. And it's like, we don't teach arithmetic. We call it math, like, or mathematics, not arithmetic. So it's kind of weird that they would be like, yeah, we're just gonna do that. So I'm not sure. Maybe the Yunkai Summit has their own like internal school that teaches their disciples more efficiently and like is able to work around the disciples' schedule, and they don't use the official schooling system, perhaps. See, like, this is such a modern place, right? Like, there's so many elements that are incredibly modern. The only thing, actually, the weirdest thing is the fact that we just have we run a Blockbuster, essentially, that we have VHS tapes. It's like, why do we not have anything digitally? Like, why don't we have, like, DVDs or just, like, flash drives for your stuff? Especially when you have, like, robots and stuff. You have, like, robots, you have AI. You know, why the hell do you still have VHS tapes? Like, obviously, the idea might be that maybe it's, I don't know, I mean, like, I could understand some issues maybe with DVDs, like maybe Ether warps the plating on DVDs. Because essentially DVDs, you're lasering like aluminum foil. You're lasering you're lasering a reflective surface, and then you're just using light to see whether you have a lasered hole or not. So maybe Ether warps films like that, so you can't use DVDs. But I can't see why you couldn't have everything digital, right? Like why you couldn't just download a movie? Because like you have AI, right? Bang Boos are AI. We have robotic people, so like they have to store their own data and their own systems electronically. So why can't you just do the exact same shit with movies as well? And there obviously are communication methods, so it's like, and they have it. I mean, the internet is obviously supposed to be like the internet, so it's like clearly you have an internet, and you have to be able to store things digitally because that's how your robotic people all operate. So like, why do you have VHSs when you can just download movies? Well, you should be able to download movies. That's what I've always thought was kind of like weird. is the weird levels of like how modern everything is, like how modern like so many things are, modern and even advanced, like with machine AI, the actual people with human intelligence, like robotic people who are actually AI. Like we use AI, like oh, it's AI art and AI voices and shit. That's not AI. That's machine learning. That's what it is. It's machine learning. That's all it is. Because it's not actually thinking. It's not actually AI. It's just a machine learning algorithm. That's it. But we're just using AI because it's catchier to say and rolls off the tongue and all that shit. But it's not what it is. Not what it actually is. So here we actually have AI. We actually have robots that think and have a sense of self and stuff. So that actually is AI. So we have all that, but then you have some weird like things where it's like, yes, despite all these amazing advances in technology and how modern the world is, every now and then you come across something and you're just like, wow, that's like, it's so analog. Why are you doing? Why are you using an analog solution instead of digital?
パン先生とそれになんだいダミアンさん今日はどうか心いありがとうダミアンさんそれ来客のお世話は当然ホストの務め確かに英比地区にさ他でもないお二人なのですからフォローに絡む安全についてはなるほどあの惜しみない情報提供には理由安全の方にも権限を持つようになってお二人はご冗談がお好きでいらっしゃるこの件はただ今回ご出席されたっていうとそれ本日
Is it going to be?
会にはあまたと賓客がいらしていますが
Oh, I see. I thought it was going to be like, oh, because like our master Yishuan is going to show up. He's like, oh, we have Yishuan here, so we don't have to worry about shit.
これは依然としてトップスとポーセルメックスの関係が強固であることな彼らがこの集まりに顔を出してくださったことで私の一方で市政の関係部署にも招待状を送りましたが残念ながら誰一人来ませんでした工事をめぐってトップスと軍はたびたび揉めてたって聞いたけど深刻ですとはいえアンタッチャブルな話でもありません軍は工事の最大の買い手でありだからこそもし軍がこの機に乗じて責任を追及してくるようなら私どもとしては
It is a little surprising that they don't, right? Like the government doesn't take a more heavy-handed approach. Because it's like, yeah, the military is the biggest purchaser of these things. Wouldn't you save shitloads of money if you as the government were also, instead of having to buy the product, if you were, I guess as the government, yes, you could have military take it over, but you still need people to actually run it and do it. And I guess if these guys already had a leg in, I am surprised they haven't like tried to buy that company though. Although maybe, I guess if Tops is already in with that company, and like Tops is the group of people, it's a group of like financial leaders. So it's like you're probably not going to be able to outspend the richest people in the city, even if you are the government, because the government has to do things beyond just producing this material.
そうなのかい防衛それもそのはずあちらのイゾルデ女子は軍属ではなくあくまで軍に雇用されている
Solde. That name sounds familiar. Is it the green-haired girl, right? Yes, Solde. We met her, right? That name sounds really, really, really familiar. But of course, it's a relatively Japanese name, so it could have popped up in some other Japanese anime or game and something. Isolde. I think I'll Google it afterwards. See if it pops up anywhere. Maybe it popped up previously in this game, or I might just be thinking of another game.
お集まりの皆様、この度は英比地区私からも御礼をもあの二人テレビで見たことがあるダミアンさんの上司はその通りですポーセル
え、上司のこと。
この度更迭された安全責任者ですが、あのフェロクス氏の腹心でしてね。私がエヒ地区におけるとはいえ中立を私どもは会場にお集まりいただいた皆様と力を合わせ、安全の最前線を守り抜き、市民たちに胸を張れる成果をお届けする所存でございます。皆様、安全調査は明日より正式。さてさて、お偉いさんのありがたいお言葉。さあ、どうぞ晩餐会の。
Yeah, I forgot. I wasn't really paying attention to the previous stuff. So are we here, I assume we're here as representatives of the Yunqui Summit, but what about Pan Yinhu? Was he just asking us to join in his stead? Or is he somewhere around here?
ちょっと会場を見て回りたいかな。よし。
Oh no, he is there. Okay, so we did come. Okay, so what was the green-haired girl? She doesn't look super familiar, though. The name sounds familiar, but I don't really recognize her appearance. That's not a military. It looks very. I guess it's not a military uniform. I don't know. It definitely looks different than like the random suits everyone else has. Yeah, just have to talk to our buddy. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, he is a cook, right? Like, that's his whole thing. His ultimate is essentially him stir-frying something in his hat/wok. Which, of course, is weird, because, like, sure, you have a famous chef preparing shit, but you usually don't, like, in a buffet-style situation like this, you usually don't just order your own personal meal. But hell, I mean, she accepted it, so might as well. That's so fucker. Yeah, Ferox obviously has a unique appearance. Actually, both of them do. The blue-haired and the brown-haired guy, the light without the hat. So, I'm sure they're going to pop up before, or again. Maybe Ferox appeared once before. I mean, we've kind of met Tops as part of the auction, so it's possible they might have been like background characters during one of those.
戻ってきたね、リン。なんかね、ゲストたちを見てたら安全調査ってのここにはいろんな立場の人がいるけどさ、結局みんな全くもって同感だ。この安全調査は都市の代わりにフォローの。
Well, yeah, no shit. Like, sure, like, these are the heads of the organizations and all that shit, and they're very powerful people, but, like, getting the Porcelume on track, like, that's obviously what they want to do, but it's not like they themselves can do anything about it. Like, the military could. They have the forces to go in and fuck around and fix things. But realistically, what they just want to do is, like, I mean, it's more of like a shareholders thing. They're all showing up to say, hey, we're here, we understand the issue. But, like, at the end of the day, it's Damien and his company that needs to, you know, fix their supply issues. You know, hire more people, fix whatever might have been broken by the Exaltus. Like, it's Damien and his company. Like, the people in the head of Tops, like, their main purpose is just to, like, fund them if need be. If Damien says, actually, we need a few million, like, the Exaltus broke, like, $20 million worth of equipment we need to replace, then Tops would step up and be like, okay, we got it. Like, we'll get you in connection, get you in connection with someone who can supply that equipment, and maybe even fund the costs to get things back on track as soon as possible. But, like, that's not, like, gonna happen at a banquet. You know, that's something that Damien needs to work out what you actually need. And the fact that, you know, you have this to... The reason you have a banquet like this is Joe can basically reassure stockholder and the public. Let the public know, hey, yeah. All the big shots are aware of the issue, we're working on it. You know, that type of shit.
ごゆっくり。申し訳ございません。お気になさらず。失礼しました。すみません。落としましたよ。ありがとう。いえ。助かったのだわ。調査監督チームの人？同い年くらいなのに専門家だなんて。失礼。その用事があって。
Uh-oh, is she a spy?
お嬢さん、本当にわからないかな？
あなたは確か軍の研究顧問の。
ああ、イゾルデだ。彼女も私も手のいいお飾りに過ぎない。
Oh, I see. Well, that would explain why she's not wearing a... Wait, what? I thought Solde was supposed to be... a military representative. Or is the inspection team the military? So kind of like... Shit, I'm just trying to remember what Miyabi and Yanagi's... Because they were like Section 6. Was it the inspection team Section 6? Is that what it was? Oh, guys, this must be when she was a child. It's weird that this is obviously when she's a child, right? But she's like wearing literally the exact same thing. Like the exact same shoes and outfit. This has to be when she's a child, right? She looks so tiny in there. And like she's locked in a prison, I think. Actually, no, is that a prison? Oh, no, never mind. That's an apartment. I thought the glass thing in the background was like prison bars. So this is her crying. Oh, I see. So basically people insulted her and now she just ran up to her room and is crying. That's unfortunate. B. That's not Damien, right? Oh, that's sad. Okay, I guess she looks so small. I thought this was like a flashback to when she was like in prison when she was younger. No, this is... I don't even know. Like, it didn't even seem like she was being treated that poorly. Like, yeah, he was kind of being a pretentious dick, but like he didn't really say anything. He didn't really say anything bad. He just said it was a failure of the anti-corruption medicine, which is obviously wrong. You know, I mean, technically true, right? It was a failure. The medicine didn't resist corruption. That was a problem. But the main issue is not just simply that the medicine didn't resist corruption, is that they were being fed medicine that would accelerate it and make things worse. And it wasn't just like, oh, whoops, there was a problem. There was a problem in our production facility, and it didn't do the thing it was intended to do. It's like, no, you had a group of terrorists actively plotting against your company and its production facilities, and successfully sabotaged it. Right? Like there's a huge difference between a, whoops, we messed up the formula of a medicine, and we were attacked by a terrorist organization.
Oh yeah.
さっき夢でね、イエスとアミリオンが新しいよかった。
夢だろうと。そんなことをすると思われて、とにかく恐ろしい夢のこと。
That's the thing, yeah, like AS, you think AS, we just like, it's just a regular, like, generic AI, and we just put we just read it and control it. But like, no, it has, like, these things have their own, like, personality. They're like little, like, pets and stuff. But they're not, like, so advanced. Oh, let me talk to him. I already got my thing for the day. Yeah, I don't know why it's still new. Oh, what's he doing here? Wait, why is she? Huh. That's unusual. I thought, why is she coming to us, though? Oh, I guess maybe she thinks it's a ghost and she's going to... I've always been I'm trying to figure out what animal she's supposed to be. Like, I thought she was like a bat. I thought those were supposed to be bat ears. But then I could have sworn I saw something like someone said she was a cat. I'm like, this doesn't really look like a cat, unless it's like a weird sort of mammal, like a chinchilla or something. I'm just not sure if they're ever gonna... well, maybe. Once we learn more about her, maybe she'll tell us what kind of animal she's supposed to be. But like, I think I saw her like her attack animations, and it didn't really look super bat-like, and it looked more like cat-like. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure. Oh, okay. So she, yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah. We do know that she must be from a well-to-do family, because that's obviously what that guy was saying. Is that the only reason why she's even in the inspection squad is because of her family, and then her name itself is all it really needed, just to lend some additional weight to that team's reports. Oh yeah. So obviously, yeah, they have proper schools right there. Celestia School. So I find like weird, right, though? Because like, oh, she's here in place of her grandfather who's ill, but how could you threaten her, right? Like, I get your grandfather's ill, but how could some random people threaten you? Like what do you mean? Like, if her grandfather's ill, I wouldn't expect people to be like, oh well, your family has to be part of this group, unless like the Timefield like family has always been on inspection squads. Like maybe they've been like a family of police force agents, and so the fact that no one was in the police force at the time looks weird. So they're like, well, you know, your grandmother can't do this, so you have to. But I don't get why you'd threaten her with that, right? I don't see how you could threaten about. So wait, was that Damien then? Was Damien the one acting up like that, or is that one of the other randos? It's like we met so many people, and it was a different type. Like, we weren't seeing their normal 3D model; we were seeing the 2D pictures of them. So I'm like, it could have been Damien because his like hair was gelled back, but he was not obviously acting like he normally does. So, which doesn't really mean anything. He could just act like that behind closed doors. But it does beg the question of like, how could she have been threatened, right? If her family is that well-to-do, then it's very unlikely that she'd be like working for this random company. She would be some part of some sort of nobility and would be above that. Like, so it seems like it's weird that some company worker could threaten her into doing this. And it could be like another TOPS person, like maybe someone higher up in TOPS that was like coercing her due to her grandfather's illness. Maybe they have the cure. Maybe they know have some dirt on her family. But yeah, it's not super clear. Charge every 5 minutes. Sounds like she was being scammed. I mean, it's hard to say. Like being charging every 5 minutes in each lesson sounds like a scam. But if it was like $1 every 5 minutes, okay, well then not really. Now, I guess usually when you charge that frequently, usually you're expecting that you're going to charge like $20 and you think, oh, $20 is not that much. But when you think, oh, $20 times every 5 minutes means now you're making $60 an hour, which, you know, sounds crazy. So usually you go on a much more rapid scale. So you could present a low number, but when actually added up to an hourly rate, ends up being more than you should be getting. But we obviously don't know. That's a fine field. Yeah, like, isn't just loaded. So they're on a whole other level of loaded. So they're insanely wealthy, but then how can she be threatened, right? How can she be threatened to work on the inspection team when her family is that wealthy? Like, this is an inspection team for this company, right? Like, what? How could a company that is nowhere near as successful as her family threaten her into doing anything? So it has to be some. So it can't be Damien. Then that dude. I'll have to double check his appearance again. It could have been one of those other dudes, either that guy with brown hair or blue hair that I'd noticed looked unique before. But yeah, so probably that. Okay, well that seems like a good stopping point for now. So I'm just gonna wait. Alright. Knock it out. Whatever, I'll just log out. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it with that. In a decent chunk. We'll obviously have to see how it shakes out. Like, how was she being threatened? Because there's more to being threatened than just money. You know, it's not just money. It could be influence. It could be power. It could be dirt. It could be that guy has dirt on her family. It could be that maybe his company works on the cure for the disease her grandfather has, and he's threatening to withhold it unless she helps. You know, stuff like that. Obviously, for someone so comically evil, you'd think he maybe even instigated the cause of her grandfather's illness, but hard to say, because like, it is her grandfather. Like, old people are more prone to getting ill, so it's not crazy to think that he is properly ill. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it for now. I will continue more of the quest later. Not today. Later today, I'll be doing some more Borderlands. I finished the game, surprisingly. I didn't realize I was that close to beating it. But the final chunk of the game, which really blasted through with very little side content, so it was just like, oh, you just go from one area to the next. So I'll be starting the first DLC, and we'll see if I can finish it all in one day. Supposedly it takes like 3 to 5 hours, depending if you're doing everything, so I don't think I'll be able... I mean, I could do it, but I'm probably only going to put in like 2 to 3 hours later today, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it, but thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.